Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. Today we're going to be talking about college football here on the channel. I was going to do a Braves review, but they didn't start the season till Thursday, so there wasn't a full week of games. So I'll just quickly say the Braves opened up the season with a 4-game series against the Reds. They won 2 and lost 2. Back in action tonight at 7:20 Eastern time. But on to today's video about college football. I mentioned this article on Saturday when I was talking about the Auburn season preview, when I was giving my prediction on how many games I think Auburn is going to win. And I mentioned this article because of the fact that I started going over Auburn's schedule on about Tuesday of last week, because I knew that I was going to be previewing Auburn sometime during last week. So I wanted to go ahead and evaluate their schedule. And I saw their schedule on Tuesday, and then I saw this article on Thursday, and I've got Auburn being a hot pile of dog doo-doo this year. And according to this article, this person has Auburn being a hot pile of dog doo-doo this year. So that's why I'm going to talk about it. And it is the SEC Power Rankings, if you want to call it that. It's teams 1 through 14 from first to worst as we head into the 2022 football season. And you can go to just about every major sports website and find the SEC Power Rankings. But I'm going to use Jesse Simonton from On3.com. And that website may sound familiar because one of my top 10 countdowns that I did a few weeks back came from the website On3.com, but it did not come from Jesse Simonton. And the reason why I'm using Jesse Simonton is because I have followed sports for a long time, and because of that, whether it's magazines or radio or whatever, I know the name Jesse Simonton, and I know that he is an SEC guy. I know his background, and I know he does his previews based on analysis and not just name of a team. A lot of these websites, a lot of these articles, a lot of these TV stations, they always do their power rankings based on a team's history or a team's name. And your history has nothing to do with what you're going to do this year. Your history has nothing to do with how good you're going to be this year. What you did 10 years ago is no reflection on what you're going to do this year. And if you follow a lot of these networks, especially ESPN, the USC football team has not been relevant in 20 years. And I guarantee you, when ESPN releases their football poll in June, USC is going to be ranked. And they may end up being 11-1 this year, but ESPN ranks them every year because of how good they used to be and how much money their program makes. And the Florida Gators are going to be hot garbage this year, and I guarantee you, if ESPN does not have them ranked, when their poll comes out in June, they'll be ranked after week 1 if they win. I don't believe in that. I think you should base a team and rank a team based on how good you think they're going to be this year, whether it's coaching or whether it's talent, not what they did last year, what they did 5 years ago. So because of Jesse Simonton's background and the fact that I know he knows his stuff, I'm going to use his article. But it's just 1 through 14 in the SEC. Now, he does not give the records of each team, but when you find out where they are, you pretty much can guess about what their record is going to be. You're not going to be the 14th ranked team in the SEC and you're picked to go 8-4. That's not going to happen. So even though he does not give his prediction of each team's record, you can just about guess what each team's record will be. Now, Tennessee I did their prediction 2 weeks ago, and I had them going 9-3, and he has them as the fifth ranked team in the SEC. So he has them apparently at about 8-4 or 9-3. But he's got Alabama number one, Georgia number two. You can flip flop those teams if you want. I really don't think it matters which one's one and which one's two. You've got Texas A&M number three, of course, because of their phenomenal recruiting class and the fact they have 17 quarterbacks. Arkansas is number four. Tennessee is five. Kentucky, six. Mississippi State Bulldogs, number seven. LSU is eight. Ole Miss, nine. And Florida, 10. And then the bottom dwellers are South Carolina at 11. Auburn at 12. Missouri at 13. And Vanderbilt at 14. Now, just in case I don't get time between now and September to go over every one of these teams' schedules, I'll go ahead and real quickly give you my prediction on how many games I think each team will win. You can write them down if you want to. It really doesn't matter. This is just a fun prediction real quick because I do so many predictions from the ACC and the SEC and the Big Ten that I may not have time to get in every single team. So just in case, real quickly, looking over this 1 through 14, I'll say Alabama, they're over under 11. Georgia, they're over under 11. I'll say A&M wins 10. Arkansas, 9. Tennessee, 9. Kentucky, 8. Mississippi State, I'll give them 7. LSU, 7. Ole Miss, 7. Florida, over under 6.5. South Carolina, 6. I've already told you Auburn's going to win 5. Missouri, 4. And Vanderbilt, 3. Now, it's funny because when I was going over Auburn's schedule on Tuesday, just glancing over it, and I decided I was going to have them winning 5 games, and then I seen this article from Jesse Simonton, and he ranked them 12th in the SEC, even though he didn't do their overall record. It can't be more than 4-8 or 5-7 because you can't be the number 12 team in a 14-team league and win 8 games. Especially if the 2 teams behind you are Missouri and Vanderbilt, and we know neither one of those teams are going to win more than 5 games. So apparently, me and Jesse Simonton are about neck and neck on our predictions for Tennessee and our predictions for Auburn, and I will try my best to go over each and every one of these teams' actual schedules and talk about which games they're going to win and which games they're going to lose between now and football season. But I did that just in case I don't get to. That way you'll know where I stand with each team in the SEC. And I will try my best also to get back on here and do an ACC power rankings and a Big Ten power rankings sometime between now and the start of the 2022 football season. Any thoughts on this list, please feel free to let me know. And feel free to go to on3.com and find the article from Jesse Simonton and read about each team and see whether or not you agree or disagree with his power rankings on 1 through 14. The only thing that I could see you could do differently is maybe swap Bama and Georgia and put Georgia at 1, Bama at 2, and maybe swap Tennessee and Kentucky, put Kentucky at 5, Tennessee at 6. But outside of that, I have no issues with the rest of it because I think LSU, Ole Miss, Florida, and South Carolina are all going to be barely mediocre, and I think Auburn, Missouri, and Vanderbilt are going to be below mediocrity. Again, any thoughts on this list, please feel free to let me know. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. What do you call your grandma's number on speed dial? Instagram. And that wraps it up for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.